District starting 11, starting with Woking, going 13 Craig Ross, 2 Aaron Drew, 3 Caleb Richards, 4 Chimike Nicoli, 5 Timmy Odesina, 6
Welcome to Glanford Park, the home of Scunthorpe United, and we are here for the National League clash between Southend United and Woking. Woking hoping to secure their first win of the season on the end of a 2-0 defeat at the hands of relegated Carlisle United last weekend. This time round they come up against another National League newcomer, Scunthorpe United, coming up from National League North, their first promotion in 14 years. They began the new season with a very good victory at Tamworth, winning by 2-1, and Woking will be certainly hoping for better fortune on this occasion. And when they would have looked at the fixtures for the upcoming season, they may well have thought that this game today would have been possibly one of those they would have fancied winning. But Scunthorpe are certainly a very different proposition from the one that went down a couple of seasons ago. They had so many problems off the pitch, facing a winding up order. There were threats that they were going to lose their home as well, but following a takeover there, their fortunes really have changed. They're a club that are now reborn and are very much looking upwards now. And in fact, since 2000, they've encountered relegation no fewer than 7 times. Once a championship club, but they really have plummeted through the pyramid. Relegated 3 times in 4 seasons. But this just might be the start of their comeback. And just looking around Glanford Park, not full by any means, but they do have more than 2,500 season ticket holders here. And when they did secure promotion last season via the playoff finals, when they beat Chester by 2-1 after extra time, they had more than 9,000 here, almost a capacity crowd. And you can hear the crowd, the home crowd, really getting behind the Iron as they are known. Conditions pretty cloudy this afternoon, not much sunshine to speak of, but it is dry, and the pitch, as you would expect, is in wonderful condition. Let me give you the team news then, starting with Woking. So 2 changes for them following the 2-0 defeat against Carlisle United. Tarek Hines comes in for them this afternoon. So there's Timmy Odesina, and we're about to get underway with Woking attacking the end to our right, and they're going to be playing in their new away strip this afternoon, a remake, the club say, of the iconic kit which they wore in 1995 when they won the FA Trophy final. And we are underway with Woking kicking off. And still inside their own half. Down the far side with Caleb Richards. Early tackle coming in from Evans, the Scunthorpe centre back. So I'll give you both lineups very, very soon, once we've had this set piece from Woking. Attacking down the right hand side, Beautyman over this ball. Looks like he's going to possibly swing this one in, or he's going to leave it for Andrews perhaps. Left footed, just to bend the ball inside the box. Can they quieten the vociferous home crowd in the early stages of this game? Andrews and Beautyman. Andrews stood slightly closer to the ball. Aidan O'Brien, furthest man forward. just on the edge of the box. It's quite a shallow delivery, easily cleared by Beeson for Scunthorpe United. Beautyman just struggling to keep that ball in play, but he does well. And they just hurried back. And then there's a loose pass coming forward from Andrews, straight towards Mason Campbell. So the lineups then, starting with Woking. Ross keeps his place, debutising for Will Jaskalainen, who was expected to be injured for a few more weeks. Of course, Ross returning as goalkeeping coach at Woking. They just break off for a moment because Scunthorpe come forward down the right hand side. The early cross comes in, cannons up the knee of Okoli. Okoli once again stabs the ball away, but a free kick goes against Scunthorpe United. Free kick for the Cards inside their own box. So Ross keeping his place in goal, despite a really good performance from Tom Norcott in the National League Cup in midweek. Pulled off several good saves against West Ham under-21s. Not a great clearance from Ross, that goes straight out of play. Drew, Okoli, Odesina, one of those two changes, and Richards make up the back four. Andrews and Akinola sitting in front of them. Hines, Beautyman and O'Brien with Sanderson, and he's got the ball now inside the Scunthorpe United penalty box. Andrews, the short pass to O'Brien down this left hand side, shakes the right leg, gets it out towards Richards, now with Akinola, back towards Andrews, backpedaling towards the halfway line, then he's caught by Whitehall. Play continues though, and it's swept out wide by Akinola to Drew. And Sanderson back with Drew again, just outside the penalty box. The cross comes in from Hines, and it's headed away by Starbuck. Woking still have it though, halfway inside the United half. Strong start from them, but they are muscled off the ball. They regain it quickly. The free kick goes against them, but at least Woking in the early stages of this game have enjoyed plenty of possession, but they have conceded a free kick. Woking really struggled on their travels last season, just winning 3 away from home. The two teams that had won as many as them went down as a cross comes in, as an Okoli allowed the ball to drift past him, not realising that Whitehall was stealing in at the far post, but it was beyond his outstretched leg and out for a throw. But Okoli just had to be a little more alert there, because he may well have been caught out. Sanderson battling for the ball, loses out as Evans stoops low. Then it's hooked forward by Rowley. Rather aimless that pass, straight towards Odesina. Exchanging passes with Andrews as he curls the ball forward. Getting to it first though is Boyce, heads it out for a throw, and Richards, one of the new signings over the summer for Woking, takes the throw. Woking in their yellow and navy blue jerseys tried to stream forward down this near side. The pass though from Odesina, and he raises his hand, just apologises to Richard. Richards then goes out for a throw, and Starbuck then has it then for the home side, formerly with Tranmere Rovers. The referee says you've got to take it back towards your own 18-yard line, and the referee just gives the thumbs up. James Bancroft, Sanderson jumps up, misses it completely, and it's just thumped forward over the halfway line by Boyce, controlled by O'Brien, stabs it into the feet of Beautyman. Ollie Ewing goes into the back of him, one of the goal scorers for United, as Beautyman sweeps it out into the far side with Drew. Rolls his foot over the ball as the header comes in from Buteman about 7 yards out. A looping header. And straight into the arms of Campbell. Quite a comfortable take for him. Kicks it long, bounces inside the working box as Whitehall just drifts wide down the right hand side, tries to get the ball back, scuffs it slightly and straight towards Ross inside the 6-yard box. Neat pass from Akinola. Buteman goes down again inside his own half, so Scunthorpe have conceded a number of free kicks in the opening stages of this game. 7 minutes gone. Buteman with the only chance of the game with the looping header about 7 yards out. Lovely pass again from Akinola. Finds Richards down this left hand side to O'Brien. O'Brien linking up again with Richards. Tries to cut the ball in across the face of the box. And tracking back was Starbuck. And Woking have a corner, their first of the game. And very much settling into this game. The quicker of the two, I would say. And once again, it's Buteman and Andrews over this set piece. Andrews raising his right arm. O'Brien's at the back post. Sanderson inside the 6-yard box as well, cleared away only partially by Whitehall. Declan Howe now on the charge for Scunthorpe United as Roberts tries to control the ball. Nipping back though is Odesina. Back to Andrews. Short pass onto this near side. O'Brien lifts the ball, bends it towards Sanderson. Neat layer from him towards Akinola inside the centre circle. Hines dropping short, looking for the ball. Comes towards Drew instead. Now Hines picks up down the right hand side. Cuts inside instead of crossing. Back towards Drew, just outside the box. Finds Andrews, the first time layer for Akinola. Back he goes to Okoli. Lovely play from Woking as now Hines charges inside the box. The ball clips off, I think it was Evans, and it's out for another corner on this near side for Woking, dominating at the moment inside 10 minutes. Second corner for them. Once again Andrews comes over to support Buteman. Declan Howe comes short, overcomes the corner, and it's headed away by Boyce near the back post as Howe comes forward with it. First time pass, it's far too short for Roberts now. Aidan O'Brien inside the box, lifts it towards the penalty spot, headed away by Boyce, controlled on the chest by Howe. Here's Buteman, almost finds O'Brien, crowded out, and Scunthorpe now very much picking up the crumbs at the moment. Can't really build any momentum themselves, but they do win a throw in this near side, and Starbuck takes it quickly, hurls it down this near side, shoving to the back of Whitehall from Odesina, goes unnoticed. Another throw for the home side, the Iron. Level with the 18-yard line. Down this right hand side, Ewing linking up with Starbuck, lifted cross, and that's easily taken by Craig Ross. Bowls the ball out towards Odesina to Akinola. Of course, got to say that Tunji Akinola is on the bench. Timmy Akinola starting. Of course, joining the club from Gateshead over the summer. Here's Drew. Just takes a couple of touches just to bring the ball under control. Richards makes himself available as near side, has plenty of space and gathers the ball now. Controls it on his chest and feeds it down this near side to Aidan O'Brien. Gets away from Roberts. Flat cross onto the head of Boyce, and it's hooked away by Roberts, bounces towards the halfway line of Whitehall, getting away from the working defenders. Declan Howe goes down very easily inside the box as he was followed by Drew, the working defender, and he lifts the ball towards the halfway line. Evans claiming a foul, play continues now. Ollie Ewing down the left hand side with a step over, just outside the box, closely marked by Drew. Beeston turns, still outside the working area, neat turn from Ewing, gets to the byline, cannons off the knees of Ross, and Hines is back for Woking, straight towards Sanderson, and it's lifted towards the halfway line. Stooping header from Evans, controlled real well by Roberts as he tries to sidestep Odesina. Composed defending from him, and O'Brien tracking back inside his own half, gets the ball back eventually towards Ross. But for the first time in this game, Woking under some sustained pressure, and Ross had to look lively just to block that low cross coming in from the left hand side as we look. "12 minutes gone, still goalless at Glanford Park." Certainly a very tough opening to the season for Woking, coming up against certainly one of the favourites to go up this season, Carlisle United, losing 2-0 on that occasion. Although we shouldn't forget that Woking did have a goal disallowed in that game, Okoli scoring, but that was disallowed for offside. Lifted forward by Roberts down this right hand side, chasing for it is Beeston, shoving to the back of Odesina. Free kick for Woking in the left bank position for the Cards, who so far in this game have been relatively comfortable defensively. They've enjoyed good possession at times. Scunthorpe United, by contrast, have fed off the crumbs, breaking on the counter-attack quite effectively, look quite lively. Hines in the side today, making his first start. Drew drills the ball towards Sanderson, and Buteman just motionless really, knew that had he chased the ball he would have been offside, and allows the ball to go through to Mason Campbell, plays it short, and here's Starbuck. Lovely turn from him, gets away from Buteman, tireless of course, leading goal scorer for Woking last season with 14 goals. Boyce plays it low to Starbuck, overhits that one. I think it was meant for Roberts, goes well ahead of him, and it's straight back to the feet of Craig Ross, who you would expect is likely to deputise until Jaskalainen is back to full fitness. Although Norcott certainly did his chances no harm whatsoever with his performance in midweek against West Ham. The West Ham under-21s had an outstanding performance, pulled off several good saves as well, and that would have delighted Neil Ardley, I'm sure. Here's Okoli, drills it low towards Drew, just had to stretch his leg just to keep that ball in play. And Okoli just looking for Richards, but that's wayward and short. And now Whitehall picking out Roberts down this right hand side, into the box he comes, shoots, great save by Ross, but Ollie Ewing shoots again, and he's poked into the net by Declan Howe, who actually faced Woking last season in the FA Trophy when he played for Gainsborough Trinity, and he puts the ball into the empty net after 16 minutes, and typically on the counter-attack against the run of play, Woking find themselves 1 goal down. Scunthorpe United 1, Woking 0. And it was a layoff from Whitehall, releasing Roberts, charging into the box, down the right-hand side. Ross pulling off one great save. Another shot then came in from Ewing. And Ross was equal to that as well. But there was Declan Howe just to stab the ball in from close range, getting his first goal of the season. And the prolific striker joining the club from Gainsborough Trinity opens his account for his new club. Scunthorpe leading, promoted Scunthorpe leading Woking by 1-0 after 17 minutes. A little harsh on Woking as Andrews wins a free kick. Ewing with the foul. We'll just have to see what Woking are made of, but the signs have been promising so far as Andrews hits a wayward pass meant for Tariq Hines and straight through to Campbell. Brandon Horton, the left back, allowed to run at least 40-50 yards into the Woking half. Rowley plays it square. And now here's Starbuck on this near side, looking to link up with Roberts, the former Aberdeen and Notts County player, as Odesina was closely marking Whitehall. Whitehall goes down, no free kick given. And Odesina telling Whitehall to get up. Almost approaching the halfway point in this first half. If you're just joining us on the BBC Sport website for full match commentary here at Glanford Park, Scunthorpe have just taken the lead. Declan Howe with the goal against the run of play. A lightning break from Scunthorpe that produced 2 excellent saves from Craig Ross, but he couldn't keep out the close range effort from Declan Howe. Drew, short pass in, left back Beautyman. He thought that Andrews was behind him, but then the ball is almost given away by Beeson. Goes in low, wins it back, plays it square, and the home crowd love that as it's now cleared by Starbuck. Takes a bounce, headed away by Odesina, then is headed back by Caleb Richards. And the crowd just thought for a moment that Callum Roberts would be able to get on the end of that, but Ross races off his line and gathers. It's all rather cloudy. It's been a very warm week, but no sunshine today. Much more pleasant for playing football, I'm sure, for both sets of players. O'Brien looks up, switches play down towards the far side, straight onto the chest though of Horton, and Campbell clears first time into the centre circle as Okoli jostling with Whitehall. Both players pulling each other's jerseys as Scunthorpe now come forward with Horton. Claret and blue jerseys, very similar to Aston Villa's kit, you could say. Blue shorts, claret socks, and they build again from the back, attacking the goal to our right, launched long by Horton. Certainly seen much more of the ball in the last 5 minutes. Drew wins it back though for Woking. And now just emerging from their own penalty area, here's Timi Akinola onto Richards, drills it down the line looking for Aidan O'Brien, who's aware of Boyce, and O'Brien was quite happy just to win the throw, and he gathers now inside the Scunthorpe United half and gets it back towards Akinola, to a Coley, still inside their own half. Are Woking down the right hand side. Scunthorpe United 1, Woking 0, 21 minutes gone. And the game has more or less once again picked up the pattern that we've seen for most of this game, with Woking dominating, picking up most of the second balls, enjoying a lot of possession inside United's half, and they pick up again with Richards. Waits, looks for options, then turns back towards Andrews. Andrews a little annoyed with little or no movement ahead of him. Again, Richards looking for movement. The layoff from Buteman, a bit of a misunderstanding between himself and O'Brien. Free kick goes against Akinola. Ironic cheers from the home fans. That foul on Ollie Ewing. But certainly since 2000, there have been some mighty highs at this club and some very deep lows as well. 3 relegations in 4 years, 2 of them back to back. Beautifully controlled by Whitehall inside the Woking half as Richard clears the long free kick, and just for a moment Woking were in a spot of bother, but they could be breaking now with Sanderson inside the centre circle, tries to get away from Evans, shoulder to shoulder, but Sanderson is penalised by the referee. That seemed like a legitimate challenge. 2 players going in shoulder for shoulder, but the referee disagrees. Free kick for Scunthorpe inside the centre circle. Evans, the bearded Evans, lifts it right footed onto this near side. It looked like Richards was grappling for the ball with Whitehall. Now to Starbuck, runs in field, picks up a 1-2 on the edge of the box. Picks up again, Starbuck shoots, it's blocked by Richards. Now comes to, oh, and he's juggling inside the box, and he's stroked into the net by Declan Howe again. Almighty confusion inside the Woking defence as those shots were pinging in, and it's Declan Howe again stroking the ball into the empty net as the Woking defence stood still, and Woking now are in trouble. They are 2-0 behind after 25 minutes, but the defending there was pretty much non-existent. And O'Brien is now speaking to the referee. A double for the game for Declan Howe. 2 easy goals for him. And that all started with the challenge between Sanderson and Evans. And moments later, Woking now find themselves 2 goals behind. And judging by the way the game has gone so far, I think that's rather harsh on Woking. But the defending for the second goal wasn't clever. And Scunthorpe, even though they haven't dominated the game, have certainly taken advantage of the chances that they have created. And Woking, after the way they've started, I suspect they're going to be in a state of shock right now, as Neil Ardley gesturing, looking rather animated, possibly urging Sanderson to possibly make more of a presence up front. As Ewan battles for the ball with Akinola. Odesina strolls the ball back towards Ross. And Woking have got work to do to get themselves back into this game. Odesina picks out O'Brien with a diagonal pass as Starbuck tries to back into the former Millwall player, and Woking pick up possession again as Akinola makes himself available just inside the United half, then checks his run up against Ewing, plays it short down the right hand side towards Drew playing it back towards Andrews under pressure from Beeston, and Okoli plays it square. Scunthorpe quite happy for Woking to have the ball inside their own half. O'Brien picks up now rather deep. Again, he's frustrated that there's no movement. Almost turned towards Neil Ardley. Muttered a few words. Picks up possession again. Lifted by Andrews. Volleyed away by Boyce towards the halfway line. There's Andrews for Woking. Rather untidy at the moment. Andrews with a header. Infield towards Hines. Hines now to this near side. Gets a shove in the back from Roberts. Play continues though. And Yardley looking a little crestfallen at the moment. Turned away, head down. Things though seem to be going Woking's way at the moment. Andrews battling for the ball. Volleys it away towards the halfway line. Half controlled by Buterman, heading the ball inside. Nobody to pick it up for the Cards. And Ewing with a neat flick back inside towards Callum Roberts. You could see he was trying to play the ball inside towards Declan Howe, making the run in from the left hand side. As Horton just forced to back inside the United half. Straight back towards Campbell. Clears first time. Right footed. Deep inside the working half. Getting to it is Okoli unchallenged. Stabbed forward by Boyce. Just entering a rather untidy phase of play at the moment. And Woking are caught offside. 28 minutes gone. Scunthorpe 2, Woking 0. And despite an encouraging performance, Scunthorpe have punished them with 2 breakaway goals, both taken by Declan Howe. And the home side come forward again with Ewing. Taps it short to Roberts. Whitehall, he's dispossessed. Rowley gathers the loose ball. Roberts plays it back to Starbuck, and Starbuck squared towards Evans. Furthest man back for United, Horton. He's closed down by Hines. Whitehall, the furthest man forward for United, now marked by Okoli. And Boyce's time just to spray the ball right footed towards the edge of the box, flicked away to left by Whitehall towards Howe, comes off Howe, and that's going to be a goal kick for Woking, trailing by 2-0 with 15 minutes to go in the first half. And I wonder what Neil Ardley's thinking at the moment, because I'm sure there are some aspects of the game, of the performance, that he will be happy with. Certainly in the first 15-20 minutes. But since the second goal, they have looked a little more ragged. Passes going astray, not clicking perhaps. And Scunthorpe, understandably, leading by 2-0. Look aside, full of confidence, and they would have been confident coming into this game anyway, following the 2-1 win at Tamworth last weekend, with Danny Whitehall scoring a quite spectacular free kick from about 25 yards out. That gave them an early lead. Tamworth came back into the game, only for Ollie Ewing to score what was ultimately the winning goal just before half-time, as Hines now gives the ball away for Woking, and these are worrying times for the away side. They just seem to have lost their composure. And now it's the promoted side, Scunthorpe United, dominating the game at the moment, with Rowley back inside to Evans and Boyce. Starbuck makes himself available down this right-hand side. Ewing tries to turn away from Andrews, still inside the United half. Starbuck, the short angle ball towards Roberts, the leading scorer for United last season with 20 goals. Intercepted by Rowley. Ankle ball, almost finding Declan Howe. Intercepted well by Drew. Neat turn from Hines. Good play from Horton. Nips the ball away from him. He's charging down the left-hand side. Cuts the ball back to Whitehall. Chance of a shot. Lifts it well over the bar. But Scunthorpe, I should say, are dominating this game. Very much so. They're bossing it, and they lead by 2-0 with 13 minutes or so to go before half-time. And Woking just needs something going forward here. And could it come now with Richards? Pokes the ball down this right hand side to O'Brien, just outside the box, up against Rowley. First time cross comes in from Andrews. It's partially charged down, should run out for a corner, and it has done. The assistant referee on the far side has given a corner. Woking with the third during this first half. And they just need something to give them a little confidence here. I think they've certainly been winded by the loss of that second goal. Andrews and Beautyman stood over the ball, and it's pinged by Andrews towards Okoli. As Odesina stumbles, play continues, wasn't looking for the penalty, but it's recovered by Scunthorpe, and he's back into the arms of Campbell. So nothing really came of that set piece, even though Okoli did well to win the ball at the back post. Declan Howe linking up with Ollie Ewing, and Timmy Okinola concedes the foul with a shove in the back. Scunthorpe United win a free kick about 25 yards out, just left of centre. And all the early promise that Woking showed in this game just seems to have evaporated. And at the moment, it's Scunthorpe who look the likelier of the two to score. And they have this free kick, as Woking just look to line up a 3 or 4 man wall just beyond the 18-yard line. Declan Howe, the man on a hat-trick, he stood near the D waiting for this free kick, and it's Whitehall, and he bends the ball in. Well, he was looking for possibly something similar to the goal that he scored against Tamworth. On that occasion, that free kick was to the right of the D. This one further out, looking at possibly 30 yards, but that was well over the bar. That was never going to trouble Craig Ross, and Woking trailing by 2-0. Not looking good for the Cards so far. Few chances to speak of. Beautyman's header, the only one so far to trouble Campbell. That came after in the opening 10 minutes. Good play from Declan Howe, just coming back into midfield, concedes the throw for Woking down the right hand side. Andrews to Drew, into the feet of Akinola. Andrews wins the free kick off Declan Howe. Now Woking have won a few of these set pieces during the first half, and they have to make one of these count, because so far Scunthorpe United have pretty much dealt with everything Woking have thrown at them so far. Less than 9 minutes to go in the first half. Sanderson inside the D, waiting for the cross. Okoli's there too. Odesina, O'Brien just stood beyond the defensive line. Beautyman and Andrews. It's Andrews again. It's bent in. A more dangerous one comes to Sanderson. First time shot. Then it's a hook shot from Beautyman. Comes off a Scunthorpe United defender. And once again, it's another corner for Woking. They've racked up 4 or 5 of these now, all of them down this left hand side. Not really sure why. Beautyman and Andrews seem to be the two lining up, as Andrews this time drills the ball across the face of goal, looking for the run of Okoli at the far post, but he is adjudged to have fouled Evans. Free kick for Scunthorpe United. But at every corner, Beautyman and Andrews have been together, only for Andrews to take the corner himself. Just seems a little strange, really, that two of them are making themselves available for the corner. Bit of a hush around Glanford Park at the moment. This tight, compact, single-tierce ground on all 4 sides. 3 of the sides are seated. Reminds me a little bit of the Bescott Stadium, Walsall. And the stands are quite close to the pitch, making it quite compact as well. And the home fans are going to be absolutely delighted with what they've seen so far from their players. The Woking fans, though I can see behind Craig Ross's goal, they're huddled in the corner in the stand to my right. I don't think they're going to be too impressed with what they've seen so far, despite the promising signs, it has to be said. Scunthorpe give the ball away. Neat turn from Andrews, gets a shove in the back, wants to take it quickly and just rolls up his socks. Just for a moment I just thought he was going to just limp away for a moment. He still seems to be running gingerly, actually, so we might just need to keep an eye on that. Took a sore one in that challenge, I think. Here's Odesina onto this near side for Richards. Back towards Odesina inside his own half, gives the ball away to Whitehall, and now it's almost a 2-on-2 with Scunthorpe coming forward to Beeston, inside to Roberts, falls behind him, wins the ball back, shoots, blazes over the bar. That could have been so much worse for the home side. And I'm not surprised the Scunthorpe United manager Andy Butler put his hands behind his head there, because that was a very good chance for Scunthorpe to add their third this afternoon. Odesina's blushes certainly were spared on that occasion. Richards poking the ball in field, finds Richards, but Buteman's caught offside. The flag is definitely up. Play continues, but they needn't bother because Woking are going to be called back. And in fact, the referee, James Bancroft, just going to have a word, I think, with Buteman. Now it looks as though Woking actually won a free kick, so it wasn't even offside to begin with, so there was a foul in that attack. Now that's a little mystifying, because had the referee played advantage, Woking would have been in a good position, so I'm a little perplexed by that decision, but at least Woking have a free kick halfway inside the Scunthorpe United half. They line up a two-man wall, bent in by Andrews. That's really poor, but it falls towards Hines, about 20 yards out, missed by Akoli, bounces away from him. Hines, he's out-jumped, and they have to be careful here with Ollie Ewing going into the back of Akinola. Wayward ball from Drew onto this near side, but Woking are looking a little bedraggled at the moment. And with less than 3 minutes to go before half-time, I think Neil Ardley has got a few words to give to his players at half-time. And that time, Odesina just boots the ball out under no pressure. And Neil Ardley's expression said it all then. Head in his hands, stood on the edge of the dugout. Ewing battling for the ball with Akinola, throw for United. Ewing battles for the ball inside the area, wins the ball, lays it off now to Declan Howe, looking for his hat-trick, but it goes straight into the arms of Ross. And that was an easy save, and Woking win a free kick. Meanwhile, inside their own half. Well, Buteman had that header after 7 minutes. Also the hook shot that was deflected wide, but apart from that, we haven't seen anything attacking-wise from Woking, whereas Scunthorpe, on the other hand, have had chances to add to those two goals they've already scored. Howe shooting straight at Ross. Roberts, well placed, striking over the bar from just outside the box as well. Declan Howe battling for the ball with Akinola, but he's back with Roberts, tries to peel away from Richards. The cross comes in, almost finds Whitehall, controlled by Beeston, now with Roberts, and Richards just does enough, puts a toe in, but it's back with Scunthorpe United, looking dominant. Rowley into the centre circle with Evans, sprays the ball out towards the left hand side, and Horton, poor ball from him, just stabbed forward by Drew. Just 1 minute at the end of this half, and to be honest, the half-time whistle cannot come quickly enough for Woking. They've started well, but they've dipped away alarmingly. Akoli with the header towards Buteman. They're scuffed into the air by Andrews, finds Sanderson. He's been very quiet. It's not been much for him to latch onto, though, to be honest. The Fulham player on loan, of course, had a spell at Bradford City last season. O'Brien, he saw plenty of the ball down the left hand side, but it's been something of a struggle for Woking after a decent start to this game. But now, could there be a chance of a break for them with Beautyman? Just delays his pass out towards Hines, and it's a disappointing end to the first half for Woking. Just looking around, some of the players look a little dejected. They started well enough. O'Brien, I can see, just shaking his head. He looks frustrated. They started well enough, though, bizarrely, Woking, but they fell away, conceding 2 goals to Declan Howe, Scunthorpe summer signing from Gainsborough Trinity. Certainly the defending with the second goal was questionable, to say the least, and Woking could have lost further goals after that as well. Declan Howe could have been in for his hat-trick. He shot straight at Ross Roberts, their top scorer last season, blazed over the bar as well. It's been a chastening first half for Woking. They have to do much better, and at half-time they trail by 2-0. And we'll be back for full match commentary on the BBC Sport website very soon. I hope you can stay with us.
Just taking you through some half-time messages, running through the scoreboard. Happy 11th birthday to Jack. Hope you have a fab day and you're a win love from us all. Happy 19th birthday to Holly Rose, love from the Geordie Scunts. Careful how I say that one. Happy 40th birthday to Chris Farr. Hope you have the best day. Lots of love. Katie, Jacob, Freya, Alfie, Rachel, Rory and Toby. Happy 21st to Ellis Walton. Love from Dad, Mum and Kate. Happy 11th birthday to Alex, who was one of our mascots this afternoon. Hopefully you enjoyed your experience with us. Enjoy the game today as well. And happy 11th wedding anniversary to Jason and Tammy. As always, if you want a message on our scoreboard, you can purchase that via our club shop website, sufcshop.com. Just take you through the half-time draw results, sponsored by the...
Thank you, Connor. We asked Scunthorpe United 2, Woking 0 at half-time. A chastening 45 minutes for the Cards. Has started so well, actually. They did create an early chance through Buteman with a looping header. That was easily saved, so it did look as though it would be a good afternoon for Woking, but they have been undone on the break by Scunthorpe United. Declan Howe with both their goals, the first following a break down the left-hand side. Craig Ross pulling off two great saves, only for Declan Howe to score from close range, and they were hit by a sucker punch as well when Scunthorpe scored their second. Terrible defending from Woking. Declan Howe, totally unmarked, scored to grab his second. It could have been worse for Woking as well. Declan Howe had a chance of a hat-trick. He shot straight at Ross. Callum Roberts, Scunthorpe United's leading scorer last season, blazed over the bar when he could have done better. It's not been great for Woking, I have to say, and at one point Neil Ardley had his head in his hands, which said it all really. Much work to do for Woking in the second half. They trail by 2-0.
Next up for the Iron is a trip to Sutton United next Saturday. Travel available for that one. Tickets on sale directly from Sutton. Get them online. We're next here at the Arena. Don't forget that the game on Tuesday night has been postponed. We wish Morecambe all the very best in securing the future of their football club, but the game on Tuesday night has been postponed for now. The next time we're here at the Arena is Bank Holiday Monday, when we entertain FC Halifax Town, which is a 3 p.m. kick-off. Just a notice to supporters, we've obviously moved ticket providers to Fanbase. Naturally, there are some teething issues as we get through. Thank you to all supporters who have been in, downloaded the app as well, getting their tickets onto their phone. We do have physical cards. We did have to restart the cards, so if you have one from last season, we do need a new one for this season. That's also because the league has changed types of sponsors to Enterprise as well, so we are required to hand out new cards. So if you do need one, please visit our ticket office, open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday 10 till 4, and also for a short time after today's game as well.
fucking blinders, man.
Purchase a raffle ticket from our hospitality areas upstairs. We have one prize unclaimed. It's on the blue ticket 996 to 1000. It's a blue ticket 996 to 1000.
Come on.
That's for the raffle in the hospitality section.
Welcome back to Glanford Park. Scunthorpe United 2, Woking 0. The half-time score. The second half is just about to get underway. Wherever you are listening to us on the BBC Sport website, it's great to have you with us this afternoon in North Lincolnshire on a largely cloudy afternoon, but there are just signs that we might be seeing the sun break through. But as far as Woking are concerned, it certainly hasn't been a very good afternoon for them so far. Pretty dismal, pretty dark, and the dark clouds have certainly been looming over them during the first half, even though it started so well, as the home fans get behind United for the start of the second half. They're going to be absolutely jubilant. What the Woking fans watching this game will think of what they've seen, well, that's anyone's guess, but I think it's fair to say it's not going to be very complimentary, but there is still hope. 45 minutes to go. Games, of course, can change so quickly, and for Woking, they will certainly hope that is the case. Not aware of any changes at half time for either side, so I'll give you the lineups very shortly. But for Woking, it's got to be much better. They started well, but they faded badly. Certainly after losing the second goal, it's been a bit of a slog for the Cards, and we'll see what they're made of in the second half. Beasted tries to get Whitehall involved, who goes down. His boot may well have just come off for a moment, so he's just down, putting his boot back on, and Woking try to get on with things down this near side, halfway inside the United half, with with Drew to Buteman. Sanderson just gets the ball up in the air. And Buteman brings the ball under control to Okoli. That's too long though. In fact, Osude is on for Woking. So that's certainly one change at half-time. Hines and Akinola are replaced by Osude and Turner. (2-0) a score. Woking trailing as the ball just runs out of play. Drew couldn't keep that one in. So Osude will certainly add a lot of pace to Woking up front. Turner will be in midfield. So Woking, they line up with Ross. Back four of Drew, Okoli, Odesina and Richards. Andrews, Turner, Buteman, O'Brien, Osude and Sanderson. Scunthorpe look unchanged. They line up with Mason, Horton, Evans, Boyce and Starbuck, Beeston, Rowley, Ewing, Whitehall, Roberts and the man with the goals, Declan Howe, up front for Scunthorpe United. Just a sign there that Sanderson may have just got that ball on his shoulder, but he breaks away now for Woking. The 1-2 with O'Brien, and at the back it's Horton, I think, facing his own goalkeeper, stabs the ball out for a throw. Woking almost in. Cross is whipped in by Turner, then a header comes in from Sanderson, and then it's hooked over the bar by Buteman. But at least a little bit of positivity from Woking. Starting the second half with more zip and energy. And I can't stress enough that they actually started the game quite well. They were the dominant side. Scunthorpe were at times struggling to get outside their own half. But after conceding those 2 goals in 8 minutes, the confidence just seemed to drain out of the Woking side. Odesina to Osunde. Hooks the ball over his shoulder. Battling for the ball is O'Brien with Starbuck, but it's going to be a throw to Scunthorpe United in claret and blue. Okoli just rather lazily lifting the ball left-footed towards Boyce on the far side. Sanderson picks up the loose ball. Now Turner drills the ball out on towards this right-hand side with Drew with a step over. It's up against Howe, still clips the ball in, and Evans, aware of the keeper just behind him, allows the ball just to bounce through at his near post. Not the best of goal kicks from Campbell, doesn't even reach the halfway line. Rowley collects though inside the centre circle, hooks the ball forward, far too strong though for Whitehall. Richards with his bright orange boots, just struggling to keep the ball in play, which he does. And he's back with Ross, pretty much in black, wearing a short sleeve top with white gloves and white boots. And the one thing you can say about Ross is that he's been blameless for the goals he's conceded. Good defending from Horton, heads the ball into centre field as Scunthorpe trying to build towards the halfway line with Beeston to Ewing. Great tackle coming in though from Odesina. Really met that with force, but it's with Howe with his wavy hair, battling for it with Drew, who's just tugging at Howe's jersey. Play continues with Horton down this left hand side, level with the working box, drills the ball in, comes off the chest of Drew. I was near that. He certainly had his arms tucked by his side. And now Turner is adjudged to have fouled Ewing. Bancroft, the referee, I thought for a moment was just going to reach for his book and possibly book Turner, but he was just coming out with the old spray. But those shouts for a penalty, in my opinion, I think that would have been extremely harsh and not in the rules of the game, because Drew certainly had his arms by his side and it did look as though the ball had clipped his chest more than anything. On the far side, we're just looking at Odesina and Whitehall having a chat with the referee as well. And the referee is just possibly just calming things down here. And play is about to continue. Whitehall having a word with the referee and the assistant referee on the far side as well. 53 minutes gone. Woking have made a reasonably bright start to the second half, but they are on the back foot now, defending this free kick. On this left hand side, Sunday and Buttimer forming a wall just protecting Ross's near post. O'Brien and Sanderson inside the 6-yard box. Howe, who's unmarked at the back post but stood in an offside position. Ewing may well swing this one in, and he does, towards the far post. And running in was Evans, but he was actually out of play when he headed the ball. Goal kick for Woking, trailing by 2-0. Too early to say at this stage if those changes by Neil Ardley have really made much of a difference, but Odesina getting quite a few boos from the Scunthorpe United fans, so there obviously was something that happened that I didn't quite pick up on. A foul that possibly would have gone unnoticed, but it's difficult to know. But there he is again, getting the boos. O'Brien back to Odyssey. Well, you know who he is now. Every time he gets the ball, he's booed. O'Curley just has to be careful. Thought of the pass back. Back with Odesina again, near the halfway line with Richards. Good footwork from him, releasing O'Brien down the left-hand side to Richards again. At least Woking have the ball at the moment. Lovely footwork from O'Brien to Sunday. Loses out though to Boyce, who's been really solid for Scunthorpe United. And I suspect there's something happened between Odesina and Whitehall, because the referee did speak to them both. And he just squares it for Andrews. Scunthorpe inside their own half. Every man behind the ball. It's poked towards the left-hand edge of the box now. It's drilled in by Richard. It's behind Beautyman. Cleared by United. Odesina tries to retrieve the ball before it goes out. And I think at the moment, while Woking have improved, I think it's also fair to say, and there's that man again, Odesina, it's fair to say that Scunthorpe United have possibly backed off a little bit. They're managing the game, protecting their 2-goal lead as Howe tears towards Drew. And Woking build over the halfway line. Good header from Osunday, bounces towards Evans, but a confusion between himself and Campbell. Campbell racing off his line to deny Sanderson, who was just hoping to pick up loose scraps. Campbell alert to the danger, all in green, and he's going to clear long. And in fact, that goes right out of play. He was looking for Declan Howe. Declan Howe really had quite a sensational goal-scoring record at Gainsborough Trinity. 50 goals in 77 appearances. Woking, meanwhile, have won a free kick near the halfway line and a booking for Rowley, I think just kicking the ball away. O'Brien appeared to be annoyed with Turner just for a moment before this free kick is taken. Could just hear the Woking fans for a moment getting behind their team. Turner is going to take this free kick. Plenty of men forward for Woking. Scunthorpe with their backline just beyond the 18-yard box, headed away by Boyce, hooked in by Andrews, cleared away by Evans. Shot comes in from Osunday, didn't catch it cleanly, partially cleared by Scunthorpe. Again with a header is Boyce, straight towards O'Brien, shifts the ball to the left hand side and Woking pick up again, but they backtrack towards the halfway line. Odesina exchanging passes now with Drew once again poking it down the left hand side to Andrews. As Drew peels away down this right hand side in acres of space. It's all rather congested down the left hand side at the moment. Sanderson, lovely flick from him. Has that gone out of play? I think it may well have done. Yardley looks absolutely furious. And Yardley is almost gesturing with his right arm saying, remember the full width of the pitch. Because Drew was in absolute acres of space down the right hand side, while Woking were just trying to work the ball in such a congested area and didn't really make much progress. Coming up to the hour mark, Scunthorpe United 2, Woking 0. And now, what have we seen here? I think an item has been found on the pitch, which he actually gave to the United manager, Andy Butler. Couldn't quite make out what that was or how it even got there. Okoli with a couple of headers on the edge of his own box. Cleared, first time, hurried clearance from Drew. Howe picks up for Scunthorpe. Lovely turn from Howe. Great ball control from him. And now Boyce launching forward, bounces inside the box. And just straight into the hands of Ross. Bowls the ball out towards Odesina. Public enemy number one in Scunthorpe. Tries to get away from Ollie Ewing. The crowd love that as Odesina goes down. And Ewing may well go in the book for this himself. Yes, and I think Ewing is going to go in the book. Or is it just going to be a chat with the referee? Odesina's still down, by the way, and he's going to need a little treatment. Still, the clouds are quite heavy here in this part of the world. Quite a still afternoon. Little or no sign of rain. Odesina back on his feet for Woking. Woking facing Wealdstone in the next game on Tuesday. And Neil Ardley is going to be looking for a much improved performance. Scunthorpe will be making a change. So I don't think Ollie Ewing even received a yellow card. For that tackle, play is about to resume, and it may well be Cian Scales coming on for Scunthorpe, and in fact that substitution is going to be made with Ollie Ewing coming off. His left hand bandaged, warmly applauds the three stands where the United fans are, and taking his place is Cian Scales, the former Bradford City player, and he's not the only one coming off, because the man bagging a double for Scunthorpe, he's coming off as well.
Are sponsored by Jackson Staples and Councils.
And coming on in his place, Carlton Obaizunu, the South African. Well, he's very much a hero in this part of the world, scoring the extra time winner that sent Scunthorpe up from the National League North last season in their 2-1 win against Chester. He's on the field as well. So 2 changes for them, a double switch for Scunthorpe United. As Andrews, under pressure from Whitehall, gets the ball back to Ross and Okoli. And he's closed down by Scales, playing up front now. And he could be an option now, straight into an offside position. So Horton continues with the ball. Whitehall now to Scales, to Obaizonu. But it looks as though he just dragged the ball out of play as he cut the ball back. And in fact, he was offside anyway. So free kick for Woking, 64 minutes gone. And the Scunthorpe crowd are not willing to forgive Odesina. Turner trying to get away from Scales, launches one down the inside right channel, doesn't get anywhere near Sanderson. Sunday gives chase, but it's straight through to Campbell. Apart from that save from Buteman, which was quite a simple one to be fair, has had little to do in this game. Okoli, left-footed, short pass to Turner, who lifts it down the inside right, trapped well by Sunday. He's caught offside. That gets a shove in the back from the towering presence of Evans. Will Evans and Andrew Boyce have just given nothing away this afternoon, the pair of them, in the heart of the Scunthorpe United defence. And they certainly do not have the look of a side that has just come up. They look very confident, very assured. And you really sense, after the troubles that the club have had over the last few years, facing a winding up order, not knowing whether they were going to be ejected from their own home, but here they are. on their way back, it would seem, back in the National League and playing well too, leading by 2 goals to nil, deservedly so. Those 2 first half goals from Declan Howe, very much the difference between the sides. 2 goals in 8 minutes. And Woking are still searching for their first goal of the season. They lost 2-0 to Carlisle last weekend, went down 2-0 against West Ham under-21s in the National League Cup, and they're having some defending to do. Buteman clears first time. Sunday gives chase, but Evans gets to it first with a hooked clearance. Whitehall jumps high, falls onto his back. That could have been a sore one, but he's okay. Pokes the ball forward, gets a look up of the ball. Now towards Scale on the edge of the area. Forced wide. Shoot, it's blocked though by Andrews. Here comes Horton, tearing down the left wing. Cuts the ball back. Shot comes in from Roberts. Straight at Ross. It's still Scunthorpe United 2, Woking 0. Sunday going in late there on Evans. Just wonder if that was possibly a little bit of retribution on the defender after he was bundled off the ball a few minutes earlier, but he is now going to be booked. The substitute. Halfway point in the second half, and despite the changes, even though there has been some improvement, Woking are really struggling to carve out any clear-cut opportunities. And there just hasn't been much to speak of in the second half from Woking. But Roberts can be in here, collects the ball, and it's stabbed into the net by Whitehall at the far post. Drew could not keep the ball out of the net, and it's becoming something of a horror show now for Woking, because they trail by 3 goals to nil against newly promoted Scunthorpe United. And that's Whitehall's second goal of the season.
Goal number 3 for the line on 69 minutes. Goal scorer number 9, Danny Whitehall.
Inside the 6-yard box. And he pokes the ball inside the far post to give Scunthorpe a 3-0 lead. And it just goes to prove it doesn't matter in terms of possession. If you have the ball, it's all about what you do with it. And Scunthorpe, when they've had their chances, they've taken them. Long wayward ball from Odesina, goes out of play. Yardley looks at his watch, and he's actually just beckoned. I think it's Matty Ward to get stripped and ready for action as Okinola pulls back up by Zonu, and Okoli is going to be booked. And Woking have to be really careful here. Already 3-0 down. They need to keep their discipline, otherwise this could get worse. 70 minutes gone. Woking 3-0 down. 2 goals from Howe in the first half. Whitehall with the third for Scunthorpe in the second. Woking defending this free kick. Almost level with the Woking 18-yard line. Roberts to take it, bends the ball in at the near post, is Drew, and he's headed it over the stand for a corner to Scunthorpe, who are really enjoying their first game back in the National League. And it's hard to believe that 3 years ago Woking had a much easier afternoon here, winning 2-0. Rowley on the volley, blazes it over the bar. But those are very, very different days. Scunthorpe were really struggling in the National League. Woking were at the opposite end of the table. And in fact, it's going to be a double switch for both sides. So Ward and Tunji Akinola are coming on. But first of all, we're going to see the Scunthorpe changes, with Roberts coming off for Taylor Denton. And Whitehall is also coming off as well for Billy Chadwick. Billy Chadwick, former Hull City and Linfield player on loan from York City. And other changes for Woking with Matty Ward, who I've already mentioned, on his birthday coming on. Tunji Akinola is the second player. And we're just waiting for confirmation of the two players who will be coming off.
Replacing number 10, Aidan O'Brien.
Aidan O'Brien
Matty Ward
is coming off. And the other change of Coley is coming off. So it's 4 changes now for Woking and Scunthorpe. And Tunji Akinola going straight into the heart of the defence, replacing Okoli. And Matty Ward will be down this right hand side. The boost will ring out for Akinola. Turner goes down under the challenge of Scales. Just over 15 minutes to go. Odesina just telling Turner to get the ball forward, don't give it back to me. As Turner launches one, it's far too heavy though for Osunde. He might be quick, but he's not going to get on the end of that ball. Out it goes for a free kick. Well, Neil Ardley, would you believe, as the Solihull Moors manager, actually witnessed his side go 3-0 down, only for his side to win 4-3 here when they won that game in the last minute. I think, judging by what has happened so far in this game, I think that's going to be a very, very tall order for Woking. It would certainly be the tallest of orders. Keane Scales stabs the ball in field straight to Tunji Akinola. It's pumped forward. Osunde isn't going to get the ball off Evans. He's been superb today. He clears upfield. Andrews battling for the ball. Stabs it towards Andrews. Rowley collects though for United. Lifted high by Horton onto the run of Obezonu. Again, he's offside. just outside the Woking penalty area. Plenty of questions for Woking. What those answers might be is difficult to tell. Quick turnaround before the next game. Maybe that game cannot come quickly enough for Woking just to get this one out of the system. Flicked on by Osunday, straight onto the chest of Horton, miscues that horribly. Meant that for Obaizonu, down the left hand side. Goes straight out of play. Scunthorpe are going to make another change. Mark Beck, the experienced striker, he'll be coming on shortly. Talking of Solihull Moors, he used to play for them. In fact, scored twice for Solihull Moors in the FA Trophy final at Wembley last year. Effiong is coming on for Woking instead of Sanderson. It's been a quiet afternoon for the Fulham striker on loan. Beeston is off for Beck. And as I say, Effiong will be coming on for Sanderson. 77 minutes gone. Brightening up here, can see a bit of blue sky beyond the far stand. You see a freight train just beyond the far stand as well go past. But it's been a sobering experience for Woking this afternoon. 3-0 down. And the worrying thing is the scoreline doesn't actually flatter Scunthorpe. They've taken their chances. And Woking have struggled this afternoon. After a decent start, certainly in the first half, they have struggled since then. They did seem to improve slightly at the start of the second half, but it just doesn't look as though there's any way back for Woking in this game, as Odesina in trouble. He's got Obizunu and Beck just on his back, and Odesina did the right thing clearing the ball out. But you can almost see the sense of panic, really. Just for a moment, he was hesitant. 78 minutes gone. Denton, I should say, gives the ball to Horton. As Scales makes himself available, cushions the ball back to Horton. Scales drills the ball in, can't beat the first man, as Andrews clears with a stooping header. Out for a throw to United. Evans with a header near the halfway line, just above Scales. It's pumped high by Woking, straight onto the head of Boyce, and Rowley is there to collect for Scunthorpe United, put under a little bit of pressure from a Sunday. Brave header coming in from Tunji Akinola. Odesina lifts it towards Effiong, but tackle coming in slightly late on Turner. Andrews takes it quickly. And here's Richards. Collects towards Andrews. Runs to his left. Has a pocket of space around him. Links up with Beautyman. Halfway inside the United half. Effiong hugging the far touchline. The ball runs away from him. Picks up again though, as Drew gets the ball in. Good move this from Woking, as Sunday was just about to line up a shot. Shot charged down by Richards. As Woking come to life. Still have possession. With Odesina. The boos are getting fewer for Odesina though. Ward showing lovely quality there. Spraying the ball out with the outside of his right boot. The cross comes in. Good header coming in from Boyce just to clear the ball for a corner. But that was a decent cross coming in from Richards. And just glimmers, chinks of light from Woking in the last minute or two that they are at least threatening the Scunthorpe goal. Once again, it's Beautyman and Andrews over this corner. Beautyman swings the ball in, decent delivery. Oh, and it's missed by the keeper. He flaps up the cross, and it's straight in from Beautyman to give Woking a goal. In fact, it's Turner. My apologies. It's Turner straight from the corner as Campbell flapped up the ball, and he swung in viciously. And he can only flap up the ball, Campbell, and it goes straight into the back of the net. Well, we'll see if that is nothing more than a consolation for Woking. But Turner has got a goal back for Woking, their first of the season, and it has come straight from a corner kick. Scunthorpe United 3, Woking 1. It's lifted in by Starbuck, the header from Beck, and it's easily gathered by Ross just under his crossbar. Launches it quickly over the halfway line, looking for Effiong. Tries to peel away from Boyce, who wins the ball, concedes the throw. Back with Woking and Andrews. 82 minutes gone. Well, just before the goal for Woking, there were just those signs that Woking were possibly just getting back into the game, heaping a little bit of pressure on Scunthorpe. And Effiong, he's got a bit of a chase here to keep the ball in on the far side, but he does. Up against Starbuck, but just as he does that, he's put the ball out of play. That is so frustrating for Woking, because had he kept the ball in, that would have kept the pressure on Scunthorpe United and forced them back inside their own box. But that just takes the pressure off them somewhat. Woking trailing by 2 goals now. Beck tries to get things moving for Scunthorpe. Rowley, first time ball to Scales, and now onto this left hand side with Denton, back inside to Scales. Just waits, links up with Denton again. Scales goes down under the challenge of Andrews. Andrews has no complaints. And Scunthorpe very much on the offensive in the closing stages of this game. Scunthorpe heading for back-to-back victories on their return to the National League, whereas Woking may well be still searching for their first point of the season. Scunthorpe United 3, Woking 1. Scales will take this. It's about 10 yards in from this near side. This will be swung in, right-footed. Beck's in the box. It's aimed towards him. Good header from Tunji Akinola. Still bouncing inside the box. Andrews gets to it eventually. Scuffed clearance from Beautyman. Again with the header is Andrews. And now Rowley drills the ball in low. But reacting well to that is Ross, and he pings the ball out wide. It's far too strong. Osunde gives chase. Starbuck just launches it, almost rugby league style, and it's booted over the stand on the far side, out for a throw. And the referee is just calling on Richards just to step back a few yards to take the throw, which he now does. And barely anybody booing for Odesina now. It's quickly forgotten, easily forgiven in this part of the world. Ward tries to link up with Osunde. That move breaks down, and now it's launched long by Evans towards Beck. Arguably the tallest player on the pitch, along with Effiong.
Big thank you for your support this afternoon. Today's match attendance 4,412.
Healthy attendance from Scunthorpe, 4,000 plus.
Thank you very much.
But they have defending to do with Osunde goes down as some grass just kicks off the surface. Wins a free kick for Woking, does Osunde. 155 coming up from Woking for this game. And Woking have a free kick here. Central position, about 30 yards out. Turner scoring the goal direct from a corner after 82 minutes. He's over this. Woking, dare I say, with a chance to pull another one back. Turner in, the flicked header comes in from Tunji Akinola, almost just in a hunched position. The ball falling slightly behind him, tucked him up, and he just couldn't get his bearings quite right. That goes well wide. And Scunthorpe have a goal kick. 87 minutes gone. And I'll be getting post-match reaction, hopefully from Neil Ardley and one of the Woking players, which you should be able to catch on BBC Radio Surrey. Scunthorpe would have had a game in midweek themselves, but that's been postponed because Morecambe are not able to fulfil that fixture at the moment due to their ongoing problems off the field. Although I think there has been some good news on that front in the last few days, as Ross comes well outside his box to clear. Slightly scuffed, headed forward though by Drew, looking for Ward, who battles for it. It's going to be a Scunthorpe United throw, who are just going to manage the remaining minute of normal time, and I don't think there'll be too much stoppage time to come. Plenty of substitutions. You might be looking at more than 3-4 minutes at most. Home side come forward now with Carlton Obaizonu. Tries to drill the ball between two Woking players. Comes off Beautyman, now with Tunji Akinola. Inside to Turner. Cleared first time by Ross. Andrews stretches for it. Can't keep it under control though. Back with Scunthorpe United. Down the far side they come. Rowley runs into trouble up against Turner. Turner's penalised, slaps his hands against the turf, and it's just not going to be Woking's day, you feel. Losing those two first half goals in the space of 8 minutes, then going 3-0 down in the second half. And now the free kick for Scunthorpe United, headed across goal by Beck, shot drilled in by Rowley, charged down by the Woking defence. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Keen Scales lifts the ball to Evans, just outside the Woking box, dragged away from goal by Odesina. Oh, and it's completely scuffed by Drew, concedes the corner. And in that single moment, that describes Woking's rather sorry afternoon. As he walks away, head bowed, shoulders hunched. And we're now into injury time now, with Scales closed down by Osunde. Nibbles at the ball, wins the throw. Woking want to get on with things. Drew lifts it well over the halfway line, headed forward by Effiong. Effiong wings the ball again. Flicked towards the halfway line by Beck. It bounces around. Now it's gathered by Richards. Brings it under control. Plays it low towards Beautyman. Doesn't find him though. Carlton Obaizonu, I should say, picks up now, and it's with Chadwick. It's lifted long down the far side. Powerful header from Rowley towards Obaizonu, who could quite get on to the end of that. Cleared first time then by Ross. Straight onto the head of Boyce. Shot comes in from Ward. A bit of a snapshot from about 25 yards out. Always going wide. And well into stoppage time now. Fans just beginning to drift away now. Certainly in the stand I'm in, and to the stand to my left as well. It's going to be a long trip back for those working fans to my right this evening. And they can only hope for better on Tuesday night against Wealdstone. Beck just allows the ball just to drop inside the Scunthorpe United half, wins the ball back, now finds Rowley, just forced back towards the halfway line. The Starbuck just digs the ball forward. Carlton Obaizonu, and now scales towards Chadwick, almost finds Beck inside the box. And Woking are able to clear now in the left back position. Scuffed away by Rowley. Less than 2 minutes ago before the end of this one. And Turner has it on the halfway line for Woking. Here's Odesina, still the odd boo for him. And Drew just won the ball for a moment, but now Beck could be on the end of this for Scunthorpe United. But he just lost his footing, and tracking back and running across was Tunji Akinola. Clip forward towards Osunde, and now Beautyman. Down the right hand side, just outside the box. Clips the ball in, cannons off the chest of Evans. Then it's cleared by Horton. Beck surrounded by two Woking players, one of them Turner, who's pushed to the ground. Woking have a free kick in the final minute of stoppage time, and Woking possibly with one more chance to grab a goal. Turner takes this right-footed, and that's going to be straight down the throat of Campbell. Swerve towards him, easy as you like, unchallenged, grabs it, clutches it tight against his chest, and he's going to clear long. Now bright sunshine at Glanford Park, and it's a bright and sunny return for the National League for Scunthorpe United, who have run out 3-1 winners against Woking. Woking started brightly enough but faded away after conceding two first half goals in 8 minutes from Declan Howe. That gave them a 2-0 half-time lead. Woking faced with an uphill struggle, then went 3-0 down, with Whitehall adding the third for Scunthorpe from close range. Neil Adley made plenty of changes in the second half. They did improve slightly, and with 8 minutes to go, Turner for Woking scored direct from a free kick. Campbell couldn't keep it out, but Woking really struggled this afternoon and fall to their second consecutive defeat at the start of the National League season. So much to ponder for Neil Ardley and his men. Their next game is on Tuesday night against Wealdstone. They'll certainly be hoping for much better against them, but not a great day for Woking, and they have gone down against Scunthorpe United by 3 goals to 1. Thank you very much for listening on the BBC Sport website this afternoon.
Once again, a massive thank you for your support this afternoon. Today's match attendance 4,412 fans. Big thank you again to our sponsors. Today's match sponsors, High-Tech Electronic Materials, captain sponsors, Apple Services, and program sponsors, Happy Birthday, Matthew Road. Their choice of our match number 6, Andrew Boys. Just a reminder to all spectators, Tuesday's game against Morecambe is postponed. We wish them well with to save their football for that game. It's off on Tuesday night. We're back here at the SS Arena on Bank Holiday Monday when we go to FC Halifax Town. Thank you again for your support. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe journey.